Hello, we're the Interactive Technology for Content Mastery group, and this is our demo. So first off, I'm Dylan Canipe, and I'll be showing you guys the sign up and login process. So I've got this button right here to sign up. And here we can go ahead and type in some random characters. And then try to create an account, see what happens. So first off, the first error we get is to include and add an email address. So let's put in a valid email. Okay, so let's see. Now we get some more errors. So first off, the name can only must start with a letter and can only have letters, spaces, dashes, and apostrophes. So let's look at that. Demo example. Okay, and then the password must be at least 8 characters long. It must match the confirmation, and it must contain at least one lowercase, uppercase, a digit, and a special character. So let's go ahead and put in some more secure passwords. Okay, it worked. So you can see we got a pop-up at the top welcoming the new user to the app, and we got redirected to the login page. So the user still has to log in at this point. So let's go ahead and put in the example. Okay, and we have this checkbox here to remember on this device. So if you check the box and the login successful, then it will save session information through cookies in the browser, and those cookies will expire either when the browser is closed or really just after an hour or 2 hours, I think. So let's try that one more time. So I think it was demo at example email.com. Okay, so as you can see, it created a new account and it took us to the profile page. So there's not that much on the profile page, but yep, that's the account creation and login process. And so as you can see, we've got some options over here, and someone else will be able to show you guys those.
This is Bryce Taylor, and I'll be showcasing the learner features of our website. So in order to access the learning dashboard, the user can either click on this link on the home page or go to Learning under Account, and these only show up if the user is logged in. So this is the learning dashboard page. Essentially on our site, we have skills, assessments, and questions, and each skill leads to an assessment, and each assessment has multiple questions associated with that skill that the user must take. Skills are organized into skills that the user has yet to learn, skills that are in progress, and skills the user has mastered. So skills to learn are skills in which the user has not clicked on the assessment for the skill yet, so there is no data to learn from. Skills in progress are skills in which the user has completed the assessment, but they did not pass. And skills mastered are skills in which the user has passed the assessment. So right now, the benchmark for passing the assessment is 80% of the questions must be answered correctly, or if the assessment is longer than 5 questions, if 5 questions are answered, the assessment will be automatically passed. So by clicking on a skill, it'll bring you to the assessment, as you can see here, and you can return to the dashboard like so. And that is it for the learning features.
This is Gabriel Carver, and I'm going to demonstrate how to create, destroy, and edit skills and questions. Now, firstly, you'll need an admin account to do this. And currently, I'm not logged into an admin account, so if I click the account drop down, there's no option to reach the skills or questions. I can only access the learning dashboard. So let me log out of this account and log into an admin account. Now, once I log into an admin account and I click the account dropdown, there's now the questions and skills options. So let's first go to questions and try to make a new one. Now, here's the questions page where we can see all of the questions in the database, where it shows the actual question itself, the possible answer choices, and the correct answer. And if it's a fill in the blank, there will be no answer choices beside it. So we can scroll down and create a new question. Now, the new question page is generated with a form, and with this drop down, we can change the question type, which will change the form that's loaded. So let's start with just a multiple choice question. We can do 1 + 1 equals. And we will give just a few example answer choices. Now, once we create the question, it will take us back to showing the question we just created, where we see the possible answer choices and the correct answer. Now, we can also destroy this question just by clicking this button, and now it's out of the database. So let's create a draggable bar chart question. For example, we can do, what is the maximum value? Just call it values, for example, for the chart title. See, it generated 5 possible bar labels and heights. So we'll just do a few examples like this. And we'll give it a minimum height of 0 and a maximum height of 100. Now, I will not make this one multiple choice, so I can just not input any answer choice, so it will assume it is a fill in the blank question. So here from these, the answer would be 30. And so now we have this question. And as you can see, there are no answer choices available for the question. Now for creating skills, we can navigate to the skills tab under account, which will list all of the current skills that exist. And then we can click on new skill, and we can give it a name. We'll call this charts, and give it a description of chart questions. And then we list all of the questions in the database, and we can associate whichever questions we want to the new skill that we're creating. So I'll just do the question I just made and create the skill. Now from here, we could edit the skill, assess it, or just go back to the skills page right here. If we go into edit, we can again change what questions are associated with it and change the name and description. But then now if we go to the learning dashboard, we can see it is now updated with charts down here, which you can then test.
Hello, my name is Holden Stringfield, and I'm going to talk to you about quizzes. So a quiz is just an assessment of a skill set, depending on the questions you put into that skill. And so there's a couple different ways you can access them. One would be on your learner dashboard. You can click on the certain skill you want to do, and it'll take you to an assessment for it. And then the other path is we can go to skills if we're an admin, and we can choose the skill we want to look at, and then we can hit assess the skill. Or we can edit it to add questions we like or destroy it. That's all probably in another video. But that's how we access it. So let's go back to the learner path and take an assessment. So this we got there from here. So click here. Okay. So when we get something incorrect, it looks like this. It flashes an incorrect. And we can go to the next. And then whenever we get it correct, it looks like this. So these are whenever you create a question type that is multiple choice but has no answer options, it just creates a fill in the blank. So that's what this would look like. I'm just going to click next. And then so this is what it looks like with a fill in the blank where you provide answer options. So if you provide between 2 to 5 answer choices, it'll render like this. And all you have to do is click the button to do it. or to put in the answer type. And I'm gonna get this one wrong because there's an optional hint attribute, and I think I put like an empty string in here so you could see it, but I didn't put anything. And so this, whenever you miss the question the first time, it can provide a hint for you, and then we'll get it correct this time. So something to know about these questions is, I believe whenever you get 5 correct, or a certain amount of time or questions pass, it will kick you out of the quiz as you're done with your current session, as part of the questions has to do with memory retention and not overdoing it. So we want to get through all of our questions without getting 5 correct for the sake of this demo, because that would render us out of it. But so here's another question type. So this is just like a normal bar chart, but we can drag it. So this one, it asks, find the difference between the number of bananas and oranges. I guess it'd technically be -2, but obviously we're going for 2 here. And we can drag this up to help us with that math if we can't figure it out. There's also a little helper here. If you're a little confused, you can click on that and it'll help you. I think Dylan probably explained that. Let's see here. And then yeah, this is the same one. I'll get it wrong. Okay. And then we get a line graph. So this just wants at different points. When we hover over it, we can see the answer. And I believe this y-axis was set by us. So this is how it renders. And then we have a option to do multiple choice or fill in the blank as usual. So I'll get this one right. And this is what a normal graph looks like. So how many bananas and oranges are there? Well, there's 4. Okay. And then this is what a draggable bar would look like. So it's kind of similar question to the one we had earlier. What's the difference? Well, we can see 1, 2 if we can't do 4 minus 2 in our heads. But that's kind of the idea, is you can drag all these. It would be possible easily with further development to make these certain ones static. That wouldn't be hard to do. But we don't have that right now. But that's like a direction we could go in the future. But yeah. Anyway, for this question, it's 2, and that's the last one, and we're gonna get 5 correct. So it's gonna say we're finished, and then it tells us how many we got correct out of how many, and then we just go back to our dashboard, and that's really it as far as the quizzes go. So thank you.
Another feature I wanted to talk about briefly was an added page we put in based on sponsor feedback, and that is our draggable bar chart explorer. So we have this draggable bar chart question here where the user can adjust the values and then submit an answer to the question based on the values of the chart. And so we can use our draggable bar chart explorer to maybe explore the ideas behind the question. So here we have this example bar chart, and we have different values preset, but when the user drags and deselects, the values at the bottom update. So this will help the user kind of gain a sense for how adjusting the values in these columns will impact the 4 different values at the bottom. So so for questions like the one previously, like what is the maximum, you can see that moving the values below the current maximum won't affect the maximum at all, but moving a value above the current maximum will change the maximum to the new value. So things like that, and will help build an intuitive understanding of the different concepts involved in that. And then when they're done messing with this chart, they can go back to the question and answer it normally.